Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Although her family were originally from Essex, Elizabeth Tweddle was born on the 1st of April 1985 in Johannesburg, South Africa, and moved with her family to Bunbury in Cheshire when she was 12 months old. Beth was educated at the Queen's School here in Chester. After trying several different sports, she began competing in gymnastics at the age of 7 at Crewe and Nantwich Gymnastics Club. In 1997, she moved to the City of Liverpool Gymnastics Club to train with coach Amanda Reddin, pursuing the 4 gymnastic disciplines of vault, bars, beam, and floor exercises. She acknowledges with gratitude the work this entailed for her parents who have supported her all the way, and I suspect not just Beth, because her brother James was an England under-21 hockey player, although he no longer plays. Despite a burgeoning gymnastics career, Beth studied biology and physics at A-level and somehow found time to graduate with an upper second-class honours in sports science. She was subsequently accepted to study physiotherapy at the University of Liverpool, which she deferred to allow her to fully concentrate on training for the 2012 Olympic Games. As Britain's greatest ever female gymnast, Beth's impressive achievements include being an Olympic bronze medalist, a triple world champion, a 6-time European champion, a Commonwealth champion, and 7-time consecutive national champion. Beth has competed at 3 Olympic Games, Athens in 2004, Beijing in 2008, and London in 2012, where she won bronze in the uneven bars. Her medals haul started at the 2002 Commonwealth Games, where she collected gold and 2 silvers. Over the next decade, she would go on to win over 20 more gold medals, competing all over the world in major championships. It's fair to say that since starting out at the age of 7, Beth has helped to reinvent British gymnastics, and her achievements place her in the greatest of all time category within her sport. In 2010, Beth was included in the Queen's New Year's Honours List and was made Member of the British Empire for her success, commitment, and dedication to gymnastics. Beth has since retired from competition, but remains very much involved with her sport as a director and ambassador for Total Gymnastics. Beth and fellow Olympian, the swimmer Steve Parry, established the company in 2009 to provide the opportunity for as many children as possible to take up gymnastics, particularly within schools and leisure centres, since so many gymnastics clubs are oversubscribed. Total Gymnastics was launched at Chobham Academy, a school which opened on the London Olympic site as part of the Games legacy. They also operate out of Calderston School and St Julie's Catholic High School in Liverpool, as well as the Queen's High School in Chester and shortly Queen's Junior School. From their head office in Bury, Total Gymnastics have 26 coaches operating in Liverpool alone, all united by their commitment to enhancing gymnastics. Beth also undertakes a good deal of sports presentation work and motivational talks in schools. Following her Olympic success last year, Beth took a break from competitive gymnastics to take part in the 2013 series of ITV's Dancing on Ice, which she won with skating partner Daniel Whiston. For the cynics among you, she really was new to skating, having only ever visited an ice rink on one previous occasion. She has skydived for charity, though not yet, and I regard this as personally disappointing, though not yet as part of an ice dance routine, and has undertaken the Snowdon Zip Wire for Clare House Children's Hospice. She is a patron of Alderhay Children's Hospital and of the North West Air Ambulance. Beth herself has said, "I want to give every child an opportunity to try gymnastics. I had to try a lot of sports before I found gymnastics. This way children can have a go. They might love it, they might hate it, but at least we've given them the opportunity to try it." There is a great generosity of spirit at work. The British Olympic Association chair, Lord Sebastian Coe, has said of Beth, during a remarkable career that has seen her achieve unprecedented success at every level of competition, Beth Tweddle has set a new standard of excellence for British gymnastics. She has been an inspiration and a role model for a generation. Vice-Chancellor, in the name of the Senate and of the Council, I present to you for admission to the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, in this university, Beth Tweddle.
By virtue of the authority invested in me, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, in this university. Congratulations, Beth. It gives me great pleasure to invite Dr. Beth Tweddle to address the congregation.
Vice-Chancellor, Lord Lieutenant, High Sheriff, Lord Mayor, distinguished guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad that bit's over. Let the teacher teach. Without the expertise and the inspirational teaching and coaching that I received throughout my career, I wouldn't have been able to set my goals and eventually achieve my dreams. It is such an honour for me to be able to stand here today. I grew up in this city, I was educated in this city, and I just love coming back to Chester. So it is such an honour to receive this degree from University of Chester. I felt throughout my gymnastics career that there was always one thing that was consistent, and that was my life in Chester. Whether it was the school that I attended, where my staff were so supportive of me, disappearing out of school, appearing in school for days here and there, and obviously my friends who I could rely on no end, they picked up work for me. And if I needed the gentle pick-up if I'd had a bad competition, or in some cases the gentle pull-down if I'd had a really good competition, they were always there for me. It's not easy balancing the life of an elite athlete alongside that of an academic career, but I knew from a young age that I did want to succeed in both. Life was made all the more difficult in the fact that my training base was actually based in Liverpool. My dad often jokes actually that the cost of transporting me to and from the training was actually more expensive than their mortgage. So I do apologise, parents. But they also agree that that quality time that they got to spend with me in the car journey, the hour there, the hour back, whether it was talking about my day or helping me with my homework. Let's face it, I was locked in the car, I couldn't get away from them. How many parents get that opportunity to sit with their teenage daughters? Not many. So they do appreciate that sense. I valued education since I was young. I always knew that unfortunate injuries do happen throughout a sporting career, and unfortunately I picked up quite a few. I think there was one when I was 12 years old that kind of really set the tone that I needed education. I broke my ankle quite badly, and it was a career-threatening injury. From that day onwards, my parents were quite insistent that I needed my education, and I soon realised that I needed it as well. From that day on, I wanted to do both. I didn't get pushed into it. I wanted my education, but I also wanted that Olympic dream, and I knew that I wanted to succeed in both. It wasn't always easy at times, but I always found a way. I took a gap year in the lead up to Athens and Olympics, and I soon realised that I couldn't just have gymnastics in my life. I needed something else. So as soon as I returned from the Athens Olympics, I started university at John Moores, and I continued to study even after I graduated with sports massage diplomas, business and economics studies. So I always needed something away from that gymnastics career. After the Athens Olympics, which for me was a dream come true, I was 19 years old, and that was all I ever wanted to do, was go to the Olympics. But I was actually jealous. When I got to that Olympics, I didn't just want to be remembered as an Olympian, I wanted to be remembered as an Olympic medalist. So I came home from that Games and thought to myself, 2008 is my last shot, I want that Olympic medal. 4 years of working hard, and I go to that Olympic final. I knew that I had a chance of picking up a medal, and I completed my routine, and the score came up, and it was devastating. 0.025 away from my Olympic dream, and I thought that was my gymnastic career kind of over. I hadn't achieved what I wanted to achieve, and it was the biggest disappointment of my career, and it was the hardest point of my career to get over. But there was one person that was always there throughout my career to support me, and that was my coach, Amanda. She had to go through the highs and lows, whether it was a successful competition, an injury just before competition. She was the one that had to pick up the pieces. And she can honestly say she didn't know whether I was going to walk back through the doors of the gym after Beijing. I've recently had a conversation with her, and she just said, I had no idea. I didn't know whether you could go through another 4 years to London 2012 for maybe not even to pick up an Olympic medal. Could I go through that same heartache yet again? But within a week of Beijing, I was on the phone to her and I said, what time can I be back in the gym? I knew that I still had one dream to achieve, and there was nothing and no one that was going to stand in my way of achieving that. Amanda always said she would support me. As long as I walked in the gym with a smile on my face and 100% work attitude, she would help me as much as she could achieve that Olympic dream. So that was what was all the more special when 4 years later I got to go to the Olympics. Not only was it the Olympics, but it was in London. It was in my hometown, well, home country, and it was just so special. The amount of people that were there supporting us, and it was a dream come true for me. And to finish my career off with that Olympic medal was something that you can't put into words. It was finally, the relief had been taken away from me. I'd achieved that one long dream. That dream is now accomplished, but I still have many more to achieve. My biggest challenge and also my biggest passion now is to inspire the next generation. I've been there when it's only goals and only dreams and it seems so far away. But 20 years of work, and to stand on that podium at London 2012 with the medal round my neck, the flag rising with the Olympic rings underneath it, I don't remember any of the hard times. I just thought, finally, I've achieved it. And there's one thing that I really want you to take away that the Vice-Chancellor actually spoke about earlier. Do not be scared to fail. If you take failure in the right way, you can actually learn to succeed from it, and that's one thing that I had to learn throughout my career. I now want to be able to help someone else on that dream, Gymnastics has been and always will be a massive part of my life. Total gymnastics is the biggest part of my life now. I want to give every child that opportunity. I was so lucky that I found gymnastics. As I was saying earlier, if the child can try it, they might love it, they might hate it, but do you know what? The main thing is they have tried it throughout their career. They might find another sport is better for them. For me, my competitive gymnastics career is over, but the love of the sport will never die. I now have so many other challenges that I want to try. Some of them were mentioned earlier. I've tried wing walking, I've tried skydiving. I think my parents are actually quite nervous at what the next challenge is. I haven't actually told them that it's a bungee jump, but yeah, they're not looking too pleased about that one. But there's always that one person that's there, whether it's the coach, the teacher, that you have to trust. Sometimes it's not easy to build up that trust, but it takes time. I found on dancing on ice, I've been lucky enough since the Olympics to try so many different things. That was a whole new challenge, to go from someone who'd never been allowed to skate because of the risk of injury, to suddenly have to, one, have another person on the ice with me. At the end of the day, I had blades on the bottom of my feet. Sometimes those blades came a little bit too close to his crown jewels, which he didn't appreciate. But just learning to have a new person by my side, a new person to trust, was quite difficult, but it actually paid off to understand and trust him and allow him to take me to the level that he did. So I just want to congratulate you all today. You've achieved such a big achievement by being here, picking up your degrees, and I hope that you all have a goal in mind, leading to that one big dream. Everyone should have a dream. Doesn't matter how small or how big it is, you should all have that one dream in mind that you want to achieve. And just remember, with a little bit of hard work and a little bit of effort and determination, it is possible to achieve that dream. Hopefully it won't take you the 20 years that it took me. So thank you so much to the University of Chester for allowing me to have this honorary degree. It is such an honour for me to be standing here, and congratulations and good luck for the future.